I hope that the movie is a teensy bit more imaginative than this. Hey everybody, it's the Fricken Film Critic here, and today I'm going to be sharing my brief thoughts on the animated... See what I did there? I'm relatively proud of it. Japanese feature film, The Secret World of Arrietty. Based on the book known to us Americans as The Borrowers. So if you're not familiar with the story or the American adaptation starring John Goodman, the movie is basically about a bunch of little people. Not midgets, but little people. People about 2 inches tall. They live in your house, they live under the floorboards, and they take the things that humans take for granted, like, say, a sugar cube or a thimble. They'll take it from you because they know you're not using it, and they kind of need it because they're small, and they need to survive. And so that's what they survive on. The little things. Because they're little people. Now, in the little people community, these little people are known as borrowers. So that pretty much sums up the plot. It's about a group of little people that steal food and thumbtacks and whatnot in order to survive. It's a lot more kid-friendly than I made it seem, and it's co-written by Hayao Miyazaki, the acclaimed Japanese director, who's made such films that have embraced the imaginative side of animation, where anything is possible and everything is very weird. I'm talking mainly about Spirited Away, one of my favorite animated movies of all time, and something that I think could have been used as a reference when actually making this movie, because I think that The Secret World of Arrietty, forgive me, was a little bit bland. I know. I thought that there was too much of a lack of creativity and imagination behind it, and there really just could have been so much more done with it, because this movie honestly seemed too bland to be animated. That's not me saying that there wasn't anything good about it, because I'll get into that later. There are some great relationships developed in here, but I thought for an animated movie, there could have been so much done with this plot that wasn't done. So much that could have made it different from the American adaptation with John Goodman, being that it's 1, a cartoon, 2, it's animated, 3, it's anime, and that's pretty much it. That should be enough to garner this movie more creativity than it actually had. So with all that said, I was mildly disappointed with the animation aspect of this movie. However, there are some relationships developed in this movie that were pretty darn interesting for an animated movie. There's one between Arrietty, the main little person, and a young boy who's suffering from heart failure. That's kind of sad and kind of dark, and kind of deep, especially for an animated movie. And to see the relationship between the two of them develop was really interesting, and it was really kind of, it was a little bit heartbreaking towards the end, because you're like, that poor kid, his heart's dying. And, you know, I gotta say, I like that. I like that very much, and it added a lot more heart to this movie, a lot more heart than you'd normally get from an animated movie these days. So my finalized thoughts on The Secret World of Arrietty are, it's alright. I definitely recommend it if you have kids and you really want to go see a movie with them. Take them to see this. It's a great little ride, and I hope that you forgive me for not loving this movie. I'm going to give The Secret World of Arrietty 3.5 out of 5 stars. Maracucci! Marahito wa! You didn't think that I was going to forget about all those shoutouts I promised to the people who understood what my shirt was referencing, did you? No, of course not. Because a lot of people answered. Alright. Here we go, in no particular order. That Asian Kid 45, Gears of War 44, La Lisa, Pixel JD, Movie God 300, Sword Phoenix 100, Vision Films 100, a lot of hundreds in here. The Wisest Wizards, Thomas Dillon 101, 095293003, good one. Zos Chin, Bass J3R3MY, I'm assuming that's Bass Jeremy, but with numbers. Chocolate Dicks, like mine. Atomic Aussie Movie Man, Mobile Phone 16, ASD Marauder 007. Marauder. I don't know how to pronounce some things, but I know what that word is. Anyway, time to say goodnight. Hey! Henrie Romano!